welcome to episode 3 of Nick and Kristen in the podcast. Another way for us to kind of fulfill our dreams of being on the radio, even though we are no longer on the radio.
Is this pathetic, though? I feel like every former radio person starts a podcast.
I know, man.
And, like, it always does terribly. And everyone, once they found out that we weren't on the radio anymore, they're like, oh, you should start a podcast. And I was very adamant against that.
Yeah, same. At first, it's just like, because, you're right. Everybody starts a podcast.
Right.
Everyone's like, well, I'm going to take my thousands of listeners and go and start a successful podcast. To be successful in a podcast, you need at least 10,000 downloads.
Right.
Like an episode. And there's no way in hell we're getting 10,000 downloads.
No. So what exactly is this doing for you then?
So this is, first of all, shaking all these cobwebs off, which is nice.
Sure.
And it's showing us that we can do a show still and not have a station attached to us. Also, we've been doing a lot of video stuff. And so we're putting this on YouTube. This is on Spotify. And I think it's on Apple. And so it's scratching the itch for me.
I think so.
And I think that it's starting to build our brand. And it is giving, I know that there's at least 10 people. Like, I'm not worried about making any money off of this, obviously. Like, it's 10,000 downloads. It's impossible. But if we can get a couple hundred and talk to the people that we've been talking to for 6 years and they actually care and want to listen and things like that, then I feel like we can provide that service.
Yeah,
like
stay relevant, I guess, in the industry.
We have a built-in kind of audience that's liked us. We'll find out exactly how many people did after I check the numbers on these podcasts.
Yeah, sure, right.
Like, if we got 15 every time, it's like,
Well, we'll see. I mean, things take time to build, so don't judge it by that.
We're gonna keep this going and see what happens.
Yeah.
Basically, but maybe it'll lead to brand deals.
Oh, stop it.
We'll get sponsors.
Could you imagine us as influencers? Thank you so much for listening to Nick and Kristen in the podcast. This is brought to you by fast foods.
Why not?
If you want fast foods delivered to your house, could you imagine?
Hey, if you're a small business owner, you don't even have to pay us right now. We'll just be our first sponsor.
No, you absolutely need to pay us right now. We are making zero income.
All right, so we're just making a deal now. We get $10 a spot.
Way to sell us short.
Wait. I don't know.
For me, it's $10,000 a spot.
That would be great.
I need to pay for my kids' college
and
still.
20 people will hear your ad. It'll be great.
Everyone will know that it's Garden Palooza at your local nursery.
It's important.
So what's on the docket for the conversation today, Nick?
So today we're going to talk about how the travel industry is terrible. We went to PDX, which is where we're flying out of. It's Portland Airport.
Yes.
And when you go there, there's now a new speakeasy that's like a hidden bar that's this cool little spot. Like, everybody loves these speakeasies. It's something that we've always wanted to be, a part of. We don't drink.
You knock on the door 3 times and you give them the code word and the little slot where the person's eyes look at you and they're like, what do you want? And you're like, oh, can I make a delivery for Hank Aaronson? And they're like, come on in. And it's just like there's something exciting about that. And so there's been all these people documenting going to this hidden speakeasy at the airport. By the way, first gripe. It's not it's not past security. So at any point,
it's before security. So
it's before security. So anybody can go, which is fine. But the point of getting to the airport is getting through the security so then you can just relax.
It's
I would rather have it inside the terminals so that I have something to do as opposed to, oh no, I effed around too much in the speakeasy and now the security line's too long.
Maybe there is a secret speakeasy on the inside that we don't know about because we're not
about
hip.
That one.
Yeah, that's the whole speakeasy. That's the person you got to talk to. So I don't know if you know something, if you know the code or the handshake or whatever we got to know. But so it's before security.
Yes.
And we had a couple hours to kill because now we're getting to the airport 20 hours early.
Of course,
just
the night before,
And so we got there before we flew out to Nashville a couple weeks ago, and we walk up, and you're following the TikTok or whatever.
Yes,
I
saw it on TikTok, how you find it. I'm like, okay, we're following all the instructions.
Looking at all the signs, I know where it is. We're getting there. It's close.
Yeah.
And then we find the door.
Yes.
We're there's the door.
There it is.
And then we need a code, so we go to the bartender. We're like,
yo, man.
Sup, man? You know the code.
Yeah. What's that? 4 digits.
What's that? And they're like, it's closed.
They're like, it's closed for a private party. And I was like, private party?
Yeah.
At the hidden speakeasy?
I was so furious.
I was furious as well.
Because I was like, first of all, it's a speakeasy. It's hidden and it's quiet. Like no one's supposed to know about it.
And now people are renting it out for corporate events.
You should not be able to rent it out. Like I think that's a rule of the speakeasy. Like
I agree.
You cannot rent it out. It's private. It's like it's already private and secret now. So now I'm thinking about it. Like maybe it was a celebrity because it's either somebody rich, but who the hell would rent out a speakeasy?
It said a corporate event.
You think?
Did it? Yeah, there was.
They might just have a sign that says corporate event.
It's possible
because it
too.
could be like
I mean,
I don't know who's a local celebrity.
Fred Armisen, or one of the Blazers. Like, there's nobody here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
there's nobody here worthy of that. So like, I love Fred, but like, it's. I was so furious.
Yeah.
And then like the whole
we only had it opened they opened it an hour after we were on the flight.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it'll open and I'm like, well, I do it like you said, I have to go through security.
Yes.
Like I have to do all these things.
That's why it should be not in this. It should be past security. You should have to go. It just seems ridiculous.
It was very upsetting.
And like, I'm gonna pay $14 for a drink. Like, let me in, man.
Yeah, right. Let me watch your private event. Have another secret room for private events, like they do at Kids Club or whatever. Like, go and have your own little section.
Right. Yeah. But the whole experience of flying now has just become so egregious.
Yeah.
On the flight to Nashville, I'm trying to remember if it was two or whatever.
It was on Southwest.
So Nick and I were flying Southwest. We book adjacent aisles so that we can have some space and that nobody has to sit in the middle seat, etc. And so we're on adjacent aisles. Nick has a seat in between him and the person, so good for Nick.
Yeah,
I'm sitting next to the world's largest man. And I don't blame him at all. He was like 6'4", and he looked like he played professional football.
He was a big dude, but he got the center seat. So
and he had the middle seat,
poor planning on his side.
I don't know if it was poor planning. Like he was probably like, I will take whatever because I have to get to the next football game. I missed the coach is going to be furious with me, you know. And so we're flying a red eye. And so the whole point was that I was going to try to sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
Because I can sleep on the plane. Nick doesn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no. So I sit down next to him. His leg is already halfway into my seat. Yeah. And I'm like, look, I understand you're the world's largest man. But, like, I also paid for my seat.
Yeah.
And so I take my leg and gently push his leg out. And he was very kind. He was like, oh, sorry. And I was like, it's fine. But we do have to share this space together. Like, you're not entitled to all 90% of my space as well.
Yeah.
But like, he kept falling asleep and snoring. And like, every time he fell asleep, he just like fell into my section, and I would just like gently push him back. And then a couple rows up, I realized there was an entire row open.
Yeah.
And so I go to the flight attendant and I said, hey, I'm sitting in 17C or whatever. I see.
We're in the air.
Yeah, we're in the air at this point. And I said, I see that a couple rows up, there's some seats. Like, it would be really nice if this guy could have the aisle and I could move up there. And she was like, well, that's the exit row. And I was like,
I'm fully capable.
Yeah, like I say yes. Yes, verbally to all the things. I will help people, right? Like I'll inflate the lifeboats for people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Open the door, first one out.
Yes. And she goes, well, no, you have to pay extra for that. And I go, but we're like in flight.
Yeah, can I pay extra now?
Yeah. And I was like, but there's nobody sitting there. And she's like, sorry. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
That's where we're at? Like, I can't even move seats to an empty row. First of all, there's nobody there in case of an emergency.
It's true.
At least
what's
you
going to
could
happen?
put me in there.
You're welcome.
And I will organize the hell out of that emergency.
Exactly.
And it's
volunteering to save everyone's life. You're welcome.
Like, you don't see the world's largest man sitting next to me. Both of us incredibly uncomfortable. Yeah. You could make us comfortable by allowing one of us to sit there.
Because no one's going to sit there. It's just going to be it's going to be empty the whole flight.
And then I go, well, isn't that nice of Southwest? Wasn't that nice of them to let us have a pleasant experience? But now I'm like, screw Southwest. I'm never flying with you again. You had an entirely open row, but because some people pay extra for it, nobody did. You're not going to let anyone sit there?
Yeah, I was shocked when you came back and she's like, no. I was like, what do you mean no? It's very much ask forgiveness instead of permission. And you should have just gone anyway.
But they would have kicked me out because they would have known that nobody paid extra for that seat.
What are they going to do?
And I didn't want the guy next to me to get excited. I didn't want to sit there for 5 minutes and then come back and be like, they kicked me out.
Yeah, it's like I tried to make it easy.
Yeah,
so. It's shocking that they didn't let you do that because it's an open row. Like, what the hell?
Flying has become so elitist. And it's insane to me.
Yeah.
I am clearly third class on the Titanic. And they do everything that imaginable to keep reminding you that you belong in the boiler room.
One row behind the little curtain, whatever, and you have to walk all the way to the back of the plane.
You can't use
the bathroom.
The rich people's bathroom.
They like stop you like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Like, this is for rich penises. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
It's true though. And it's just like, where's human decency? Like, I mean, I'm not asking to get one of the warm cookies from first class. Right, I'm just saying, like, proximity wise, like, it's right there.
Yeah.
Hey, proximity wise, there's an entirely open row and we're completely squished back here. Can one of us move? That people pay $25 more for that.
Yeah. And it's like, I'll give you the $25, man. Just put me in the damn seat. But it's just like,
but nobody's sitting there. I shouldn't have to pay the $25. Yeah. That was an option available before we took off.
Yeah.
Once we're up in the air, it's a carousel. Like it just wherever there's a seat, man. Like go ahead and sit.
Especially on Southwest, like that was your whole thing.
I know.
Your whole thing was sit wherever the hell you want. Like, and so now you've gone so far that you won't even let me sit in an empty seat mid-flight. And last time, getting on, there's always like these delays.
Yeah.
And I used to think like, oh man, people are really having a hard time putting their bags in there. And now I sat first class once and I realized what it was. They stopped the line so they can serve drinks.
They did that. I saw them do that and I was furious.
Yeah, we're like all kind of just piling in like cattle.
Yeah.
And like and I go, and as soon as we hit first class, everyone's got a drink. I'm like, how the hell did you guys get drinks?
Because I saw the flight attendant stop our line. She's like, we're going to hold up here really quick. Then she went through, took orders, came back, filled the drinks, passed the drinks out, and then we were allowed to board. And at that point, the flight was already delayed.
Yeah, well, because they get their drinks right away. They don't have to wait for things like that. And so when I sat first class, I was more angry than I was happy. I sat there and they were so damn nice to me. I got food
furious.
on like a 2-hour flight. I got a whole cheese plate with fruit and like none of these crappy nuts and pretzels. I got drinks. Everything was complimentary. I got a towel and they're all very nice to me. I was like, this is bull. Like this is like I'm enjoying this, obviously, but I'm like all of a sudden these people behind me aren't good enough for this. Like, why can't you just be nice to the people behind us?
Well, it just goes to show that there's a whole world that we're not living in.
Dude,
like
and this is like first class Southwest.
Like
you know what I mean?
got to experience first class like once or twice in your life, but like what else is other people living like? Like I can't even begin to imagine what their lives are like.
Like imagine like a private jet. Like what's that all about? Like,
I know what it's like.
You just sit wherever you want on a private jet.
Well, yeah, because there's only like 6 seats.
You don't even have to sit down. I don't think. Like you could just
wander
around.
No, you have to sit down. But like I've heard, so I know
you have someone in the family that has a.
I know somebody that has a private jet, and they walk on, and there's like a breakfast buffet waiting for them. So they just kind of scoop their eggs and stuff, and then they sit down, and every seat basically has like a table, so you can have your dinner and stuff like that.
Captain's chair where you're all like comfy,
and then it's like completely reclined so they can sleep because they don't want to, it's infuriating to me.
I saw somebody on TikTok that was like, "Oh man, we're having like the worst flight experience." And my wife's being like, blah, blah, blah. And then they get on the plane. And she's like, she won't even talk to me. And they slid the window open and like the super first class. Have you seen that? Like where you get a bed and your own TV. And they're like, she's like, look at how mad she is. I mean, I was like,
I know.
Like,
I can't stand it.
That's like a $10,000 seat, man.
I can't stand it.
There's no way you do anything important.
And then they always go, get credit card points. I'm like, there's no way you're doing that with credit card points. You're
not
a
in a legal
liar.
way for sure. Yeah.
But a lot of those influencers, they rent those private jets out and they film content on it and then they leave. Like they rent it for an hour, so it makes them look like they're fancy.
Well, they get the same with the houses. Like there's 20 people living in a mansion and then they each shoot in their own and like, oh, look at my mansion.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's Well, they're like really quickly, like this is an aside, but there was a story, and this is the only time I thought it was appropriate. There was a guy, and he claimed he was a private chef. And so he was like, I'm a private chef for a very famous person, and this is what I make in a day. And it showed him like shopping and in the kitchen and this gorgeous kitchen and all this kind of stuff. Turns out he wasn't a private chef. It turns out he rented a space that looked humongous.
Yeah.
He rented like a mansion, and that's how he got high-end clients. So now he is a private chef, and his cooking and stuff is delicious. But that was his resume of like, look at me, I'm a private person. Nice. He was a chef in the Hamptons. He's like, I work in the Hamptons, and now everybody wanted him because they thought he was the private chef in the Hamptons.
That's pretty genius.
And I was
dude.
like, good for you for doing that.
Yeah,
I liked that.
How could we do that? Like we do a podcast in space? Like, look at us. We've got this. We have a mission on space. Don't you want us on your morning show?
Yeah, I know.
Don't you want to hire us so we can take more flights?
I know.
Well, thank you for listening to the Nick and Kristen and the podcast. I know one day we'll change that. Be sure to like, subscribe. We got a new episode coming out every day at midnight.